I'm not convinced that this is real.
It's like a steak gumbo. You know?
Steak
gumbo.
Just throwing everything together. There's crawfish, corn, rice.
Oh
Wait, that's jambalaya. Never mind. Okay.
Maine.
Maine.
Maine. Gucci Maine.
Gucci Maine.
I've been there.
Is there anything that is like Maine's known for other than lobster? But I think that might be good enough to like not be top tier.
I went whale watching, actually. Went on a boat.
In
Are
Maine.
whales real?
Saw some...
I've never seen a whale.
Yeah.
So I think they're probably not real.
I mean, it could have been some kind of robot or something, but yeah.
Mass hallucination, I think is the...
I think it's probably what happens.
Yeah. I mean, it could have been all those drugs I took, but...
Yeah. Might have had something to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
Can't say
Maine,
for sure.
Maine is in the upper corner, supposedly, of the United States.
Corner, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's probably not a state.
I'd say coin toss.
Maybe coin.
I'll go coin toss on Maine.
Coin toss for
Yeah.
the lobsters.
Maryland.
Maryland. What happened, Maryland?
Just crabs.
Have you seen what they draw Maryland as? I don't know what's better. Either the person who made Maryland is drunk, or they just literally took all the leftover land that no one else wanted. They kind of smooched it together as one
I
state.
think that's it. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's look at this. Let's look at just the
I kind of went for drunk. I mean, that would be a much better story.
the shape of Maryland. Whoever
So it gets cut off.
whoever designed
and then
this
continues
has
into
some
whatever
explaining
the
to
other
do.
state is.
It like takes like this seems like one landmass, but it's just split off in part of it. This it's like the taking this. It's almost like again it should be split off right
Why
here.
would
It's like
why
somebody
would the
just-
guy want that? That little piece of land. Why would he want that?
It's like they just took random leftover land and tried to cobble it together into something. At least according to this drawing. I'm not convinced that this is real.
It's like a steak gumbo. You know?
Steak
gumbo.
Just throwing everything together. There's crawfish, corn, rice.
Oh my
Wait, that's
gosh.
jambalaya. Never mind. Okay.
Yeah.
It's probably
get
a
it
coin
right.
toss. I think it's probably a coin toss.
I'll put Maryland in
Can
coin
you
toss.
toss the coin in the gumbo? You know, a little
In
bit.
the steak. Massachusetts.
Wait, how do you say that?
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts.
Despite this, I gotta say it's probably most definitely a state.
Definitely
Is
a
it
state.
Shirley?
I mean, you had the Pilgrims; they went up there, right?
It's true.
That's what they said.
Bill Burr.
Bill Belichick,
Bill Belichick. Oh yeah.
Tom Brady.
Can
The
we name
New
another-
England
can we-
Patriots.
Can we name another Bill? Can we just keep this
Just
going?
keep more
Well,
Bills.
Bill Clinton's from Arkansas.
Yeah.
Dang it.
Bill.
Bill
O'Reilly.
Russell played for the Celtics.
Oh, wow.
Yes,
Very nice.
yes.
Very nice.
Three Bills.
Yes.
So
I've got
I
a
mean,
bill.
I think the 3-bill rule now must be called into effect and say
Yeah.
it's if you can name 3 bills from a state.
3 bills from a
Would
state.
Bill Cosby count?
Probably not anymore.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
Not anymore. But if you can name 3 bills from a state, we'll put it through to definitely.
I think he's actually like, if you add up 3 bills and then put in Bill Cosby, he's
Is it
actually
negative?
like, he
Is it negative
subtracts
now?
it off.
Yeah, I
so,
think
yeah.
so at this point.
It's-
Yeah,
it's-
so
I think
probably
so.
don't want to
I
add
just-
that one.
Michigan.
Michigan.
Now Michigan, again, like thinking about the way, like the pictures I've seen in Michigan,
Mhm.
it's like split off in 2 obscure sections.
From the evidence I've seen, yes, it is split off, yes.
Yeah.
Towards Canada?
Canada.
Uh-huh.
Canada.
Canada.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
The land of, yes.
Geography major. Canada. Yeah.
Yes, yes. That's what I-
Is it possible that lower portion is real, but that top portion is not?
Does that make it a coin toss?
Ooh.
I think. How much of the top portion would you say the state is?
I'd
say that's
say
like
it's
it-
negligible.
It looks like 25. I would want to say 25.
25%. So if we think 75% is real and 25% is not, I think we probably put it in this like could be
Yeah,
Could be.
a state.
Okay, that's
Could
fair.
be a state.
That's
Could
fair.
be a state.
because if we think that 3/4 of it could be real,
Yeah.
then yeah, it's good enough for me.
I agree.
Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Minnesota. There's
I hear
snowy.
there's a lot of good. There's actually a lot of lakes up in Minnesota.
Yeah.
I hear
and
that
there's a
about
lot of
Michigan
good-
as well.
There's Great Lakes in Michigan, and then there's smaller lakes in Minnesota.
Okay.
Okay.
So, I want to hear.
The land of many lakes.
Yes.
Is that what Minnesota is?
Yeah, so
I've-
remember, the Los Angeles Lakers came from
came from
Minnesota.
Minnesota, really.
So
interesting.
that's why there's the Lakers.
Okay.
So
we think that Minnesota's probably a state.
probably a state. Maybe could be.
I'd say could be, yeah.
Yeah.
Could be okay.
Because I hear it's next to Michigan.
Any
and-
state that's that much percent water, like
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'd
Seems a
agree.
little.
How do they even walk that?
Seems a little.
How would you measure Hawaii, by the way? Is that like
it's a series of
99.9% water?
it's a series of islands that make up the state. The water is like
Yeah. Well, it's 100% land surrounded by 100% water.
Okay.
So it's like...
so it's
Or is it-
200% United States state. At least
in
it
theory.
could be. Or wait, where do we put it?
Yeah, according to
Yeah,
us, it's
it's a
probably
coin toss.
Yeah.
It's a coin. So it's 200% could be
A
US.
200% coin toss.
Yeah.
A 200% coin. One of those.
You've heard about a 50-50 coin toss. We've upped it. 200% coin toss.
Yeah.
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 Definitely. Mississippi.
Look at that flag.
Oh, look at that. Oh, you
Great.
just love to see that. Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
So
Still
much
here.
fun.
Love
It's
that.
still here after
What?
all
Actually,
these
no,
years.
it's not.
Did the
I think they
Mississippi
voted it out. I
change
think they
their
did
flag?
vote it out.
It's
Okay.
a flower now.
So that flag is fake as...
This is
All
You
get
could
out.
look it up. You can look it up right
good
now.
for Mississippi.
The registered
About
geologist
time.
here could tell you that that is not the Mississippi state flag. If it even is a state, that is.
Okay, so
Okay.
yeah, they changed it.
So it's a flower now.
So now it's a flower instead of
It actually
this.
does look pretty good for a flag.
I'd say so too.
Yeah.
I'd say it's an improvement for sure.
Yeah.
But that being said, Mississippi's not a state.
No, no way.
No.
No way.
No.
With that many
The-
letters?
Mississippi
No,
is a
they
river.
they have to be lying.
Mississippi's a river, not a state. Everyone
I mean,
knows that.
What has 4 eyes but can't see?
It's a good
Anyone
riddle.
from Mississippi?
Because they don't exist.
They don't
They don't
exist.
exist.
Okay, yeah. That one took that was too smart for the room. I think
Way
that was
too
too smart for the room.
yes. I'm only a geology major. Come on. Or not major, graduate.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Shut
yeah.
up.
But
Missouri.
Missouri.
Mizzou.
Mizzou.
They have St. Louis.
They have the
supposedly.
big arch.
Oh, that's the thing. They're known for having a big arch. Like, I see that all the time
Yeah.
when I pass McDonald's. Come on. Like,
Yeah.
that's what you're known for?
They have
That's-
two of
and
them.
you-
McDonald's one-ups
Double-
Missouri
double the arches.
constantly.
Yes.
And how many McDonald's are there in all the other states?
Not only does McDonald's 1-up Missouri, they 2-up Missouri.
Yeah,
It's
Every single
times
time.
two.
every single time.
So,
They double
yeah.
what
Yeah.
Missouri
And
has.
it's golden.
The shoot, Missouri's is like
Golden
just a
arch.
bland, like gray color.
I think it's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Man,
So,
What were they thinking?
probably a coin toss then.
probably a coin toss.
Coin
And
toss.
McDonald's, if you want to sponsor
We're
these
here.
tier lists,
We're
we're here. We
here.
can make a.
We can rank
We are so valuable
Um,
to you as a,
food at McDonald's.
as a
We can rank every McDonald's entree tier list, and they'll all
We
be
can
S
rank
tier.
every McDonald's restaurant in the U.S.
Every single
That
one.
sounds so exhausting.
But also worth it. if you
Yes.
For
can't.
you.
For you,
Just for
you,
For you,
McDonald's.
McDonald's.
And for our fans. So they know which ones to avoid.
Yeah, definitely.
Mhm.
Montana.
Montana. What do we know about Montana?
I've heard that it's a state, maybe.
Do either of you know what the capital of Montana is? The capital? Helena. Do you even... It's like...
That's a name.
That's a
Like,
that's
no,
a
that's not
person's
only a name. That's an A on the end of a name.
True.
It's
ridiculous.
Helen.
Helen.
It was like they stopped mid sentence. They're
It's
like,
like some-
Helen. Yeah, that's the yeah.
It's like someone came home late and and their mom like, where were you? And it was like, I was at Helen.
Yeah.
Because their girlfriend was named Helen.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, up top. For that.
It's probably the worst joke I've ever heard.
That was the origin of the up top for that. Was anytime Luke or I said something like really stupid, it was up top.
That deserved a high five.
Deserved a high five.
So we feel like Montana, like probably not.
I'd say definitely not.
Definitely not.
Definitely
Again,
not
we're saying
no, definitely not.
someone made it up.
No,
Yeah, someone. Yeah, you're right. There's no way. Nebraska.
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 I don't have Cornhuskers.
Oh yeah.
Cornhuskers.
Okay.
Um,
Been hearing a lot about corn, but I don't think I've ever seen any corn from these places.
I hear it's amazing.
Hey, up top for that one.
Do you want me to
I
be
think
all ears for that joke?
I think I said that wrong. I think I was supposed to say amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just blended it too well together.
More corn jokes. You get rows and rows of them.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to shuck down to the kernels of that joke.
This is going off the rails quick.
Shuck down to the kernels of that joke.
That was.
What is that?
I don't even know, man.
Maybe you should husk on out of here.
Let's just make up words, make up phrases.
Yeah.
Anything. But Nebraska's a made-up state.
We're pioneers on this show
of corn jokes,
culture,
Of corny jokes.
corny jokes. So
Yes.
this episode's gonna be titled.
No.
Please do.
Please.
No,
Please.
there's
But
this.
it's definitely not a state.
But it's
Or
definitely. It's definitely not a state, right?
Definitely not a
It's
state.
definitely not. Nevada.
Nevada.
See,
Nevada.
I don't think that Nevada's a. I think that Las Vegas is a city, but I don't think that Nevada.
But there's Area 51 there.
Does
That's-
that help it or hurt it?
I feel like
Oh.
they say Area 51's out there, but like, has anybody been in Area 51? No.
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 Well, we
People tried to go into Area 51. Did they get in?
What did
no.
What happened to them?
What happened to them? They just had a dance party.
No.
Like they. I don't think that.
I don't think the
Nevada-
government shut it down. I just think that they couldn't find it.
Yeah.
because it's not real.
Yeah.
Because Nevada's not real.
But
They were just out in the desert.
Vegas kind of makes me think that there's a possibility it's a real state.
I feel like it's probably not a state,
Probably
but like
not.
Vegas is definitely real. But like Nevada,
Yeah.
I'll put it in. I'll say it's probably
Probably not a state.
It's probably not
Yeah.
a state. New Hampshire.
New Hampshire?
Where is Old Hampshire?
Where is it? A hamster?
Is
With
it Hampshire?
Hampshire.
I mean,
the Shire.
is it like
Shire?
from the Lord of the Rings? Like
Yeah.
it was.
I
Is a
didn't-
Shire?
I didn't
for,
know there was a new Shire.
a Shire for Hamps. I don't understand.
For hamsters? A Shire for
We don't know
hamsters?
anything that goes on in New Hampshire.
Yeah, like I've literally never heard.
I mean, I know
anyone.
it's,
or
I know it's
anything.
really small, so
Yeah.
maybe it could be a state for hamsters.
Oh, a state for hamsters.
But it's probably not a real state then.
But then yeah, the state for hamsters is called Petco.
So definitely not a real state, I would say.
Definitely not. I see. Yeah, until you can show me where Old Hampshire is, there's no way I'm believing in a
That's
New
true.
Hampshire. It's ridiculous.
Hampshire.
And you know what? The same thing honestly goes for New Jersey. Until you can show me Old Jersey, there's no way I'm believing in a New.
I mean,
one.
I can wear a jersey.
Yeah.
But you
Yeah.
can't-
Well, you can get a New Jersey too.
You can't. That's true, but you
Yeah.
can't go to a jersey.
But you can't go
I think,
to
I
a
think
New
I've
Jersey.
seen evidence for New Jersey existing.
Like what?
Like,
Just basically everyone from New York makes fun of New Jersey.
oh, maybe.
Okay. Well, everyone from Georgia makes fun of
Oh,
Alabama.
Well, and look where Alabama is.
And it's in probably a state.
Yeah, so
Wow.
I say that probably is a state or it could be a state.
I don't know. I'm still thinking that until I see Old Jersey, I'm not believing in New Jersey. So, but given that evidence, I'll say it could be a state.
There's a show called Jersey Shore. It has
That
Snooki.
that does not help at all.
I feel like that.
I feel like it helps
honestly
a lot.
makes it less of you're lessening the case for New Jersey.
Come on.
What?
I love Snooki.
New Mexico.
She's got to be like 45 now or something. That's really embarrassing.
Older than that,
I take it back.
Take back your love.
Heartbroken.
You cannot take back your love.
You've put it out there.
It was,
This is going to
it
be
was
out
never
to
love. It was just a friendship.
Send this
Daniel?
to Snooki fans.
It-
Send this to Snooki.
tens of fans. Make sure Snooki gets this.
Please. DM her. Do it.
DM her.
Could you imagine getting 10 DMs all linking to the same YouTube video?
And she clicks on the video and it
It's
has
like 45 minutes of people talking about states.
she's gotta come through like 35 states to get to.
Snooki, if you made it this far, thank you so much.
Oh my goodness.
New Jersey isn't real.
Sponsor us, Snooki. We need it. We need all the money we can get. We are very poor.
Get
Please.
your.
Oh man.
Anyway, New
Geology
Mexico?
does not pay
New
well.
Mexico?
New Mexico?
I know that I know about Old Mexico.
I am familiar with Old Mexico.
And
I know
they're gonna
people.
pay for
I
a
know
wall.
people from Old Mexico.
Oh, you do?
Yes,
Okay.
Like,
like Hector's dad.
oh, shout out to Hector's dad.
Shout out. Hector.
He's from Old Mexico.
I think his name is Hector too.
His name is also Hector.
So shout out to Hector.
Shout out to
Shout out
all
to
the
really
Both
Hector. Hector, if you're watching this,
Please don't watch.
Props.
props for making it this far.
Please don't fire Josh.
Please keep employing me.
He's putting his microphone to good use.
Yeah, this is the microphone you
Exactly-
gave me.
Yeah,
is being used to record this. So I really hope you're proud.
Okay.
Um,
New Mexico probably.
Given that there's
coin toss.
We went to
Coin
New
toss?
Mexico, but do you remember a
See,
state sign or anything?
I don't remember. I actually drove through New Mexico supposedly.
Yeah.
That's true.
Supposedly, I drove from Texas to New Mexico,
It
but like
look-
I didn't see anything.
It kind of looks like a square. I'm not gonna. That state kind of looks like a square, which makes sense. I would think that that's the logical way to make states. And
I
so,
Well, it should be.
yeah,
Yeah, when you
So-
have people things like Maryland, it's like a little
Maryland.
Yeah.
Can you please do that again?
a little fushu.
I think it's a coin toss.
New Mexico, that's fair. I guess this is the thing. Like I mean, like supposedly I've driven.
I actually
to
think New Mexico's in. I mean, Area 51's in New Mexico. Now that I think about it. Am I wrong?
Actually, I think New Mexico right.
You
Roswell?
You probably.
Dang it, I messed
Roswell,
up.
Roswell,
Our geography expert
Our
came to the rescue.
I only have my degree from
It's gonna
UNG
be-
Gainesville, so you can't expect much.
UNG Gainesville, if you're watching this,
Please sponsor me.
please sponsor us.
There's a mass exodus from UNG.
There already is.
Okay.
Yeah.
North Carolina.
Where is there a South Carolina?
There's.
I think we're gonna get to that.
I think-
I mean,
North
should be.
Carolina would imply the existence of a South Carolina.
Yes.
okay.
Yes. Just like
I mean, it's not like there would be like a random state that's like west without there being another state called east.
Hey.
That would make no
That,
sense.
yeah, that would make
Hey.
no
That would make no
spoiler
sense.
alert for that, my friend.
I don't think so.
What do you mean?
Well, I guess
What
we'll
do
find
we-
out when we get further down the list.
You'll have to find out which state we're talking about.
Keep watching.
Please keep watching.
You probably
It's
can't
been
guess that
too
one.
long.
You'll never figure it out. Anyway, North Dakota.
North Carolina, I think.
North Carolina.
People
is what
looking
we're
it up
talking
like, what's what is
What-
west
what
and not
state
east?
starts
I don't
with
understand.
west?
Comment below what state you think starts with a west.
What do you think? Comment down below. Like and subscribe, please. Okay.
North Carolina. How do we feel about it?
I feel like I think it could be a state. It probably is.
That seems about right.
You watched a show called Outer Banks too, right? Supposedly.
Yes, that was in North Carolina. They said it was Outer Banks. Great show, Outer Banks. If you're watching this,
I mean, is it a show or is it reality TV?
as far as I can tell, it's reality TV.
There's a guy named John B. I think he's real.
I think John B is a real guy.
Okay.
What's her face, Sarah? She's probably real.
She's yeah.
She's probably real.
Okay.
North Dakota,
In that case, yeah.
North Dakota.
which implies
does-
the existence
of a South Dakota.
of a South Dakota. Neither of which seem like real things.
So
to
what's a
me.
Dakota?
We have no idea what a Dakota is.
So I think North
I know
Carolina.
of a Dakota Fanning.
Yeah, but like
I
a
don't.
state called Dakota.
She's like a
Oh,
B-list
it's a
actress.
she? It's a person?
She's a B-list actress.
She was in.
I don't know why I asked if it was a person. He said her last
I
name.
don't remember what she was in.
What was she in?
Is she a real person?
I watched a show with her sister Elle Fanning on Hulu called The Great.
She from Georgia, by the way.
Oh, good for her.
So
Dakota Fanning?
so
So why
North
would
Dakota.
she be named Dakota if she's from Georgia?
North Dakota, your entire fame comes from Georgia.
Dakota Fanning.
Comes from
Oh,
Georgia. Yeah.
Okay.
So
So North Dakota, probably not a state.
So is Dakota
I
an
don't.
animal?
I just don't think it's a state. North
Just-
Dakota.
Yeah, I'd say I'd feel comfortable saying it's.
I can't name one thing that's from North Dakota.
If
Honestly,
I
I
was
think
to
it-
go to Las Vegas, not Nevada, Las Vegas,
Yeah.
and bet, I would say it's probably.
If you were to go to Las Vegas and walk outside, and I told you you were actually in North Dakota, you might believe me.
No,
actually.
yeah, I probably would. Yeah.
So I've seen I've seen a huge online movement on Instagram, saying that this next state, Ohio, is actually not a state.
Really?
How do we feel?
It's a
that-
movement. I
will
mean,
say-
I think we need to be a part of the movement.
I think we need to be part of the movement. Ohio's not real. Again, same thing as Iowa. What kind of like word has 3 vowels and 1 consonant together? It's ridiculous. We have Iowa, we have yeet,
In Ohio.
And Ohio.
and now Ohio.
That's
No
it.
way it's
It
real.
ends there. The
No
list
way
ends there.
Ohio is real. I'm sorry,
I've technically been to Ohio, but
but like, have you?
like,
you been to
how?
Ohio?
I mean, I've taken a lot of drugs. So
That's
who knows? I mean,
Eli's mom. If you're watching this,
Sponsor us.
Sponsor. Oklahoma.
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 I think Oklahoma. They say it's the hat that sits on top of Texas.
Yeah.
It's like a pan,
It's-
a pot.
Yeah.
So we know Texas is for sure real, and so if there's, I mean, and every respectable state probably wears a hat. So
Yeah.
Oklahoma could be real.
Every respectable state wears a hat. I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah. Keep that in mind when we get to Oregon. Oklahoma could be real.
Could be real.
It could be real. It could be real. I feel like there's some kind of. I feel like we know someone from Oklahoma.
Do we?
Jared is supposedly from Oklahoma.
Oh, classic Jared.
Classic Jared.
Sponsor us.
After this video, we're gonna have so many
I
sponsors.
know we are. We're gonna be
McDonald's,
drowning
Outer Banks, and
in
Jared.
cash.
Oregon.
Yeah, Oregon.
I've heard of the Oregon Trail.
Oregon Trail.
Is that a game
I've heard
or
of-
is that a place?
I've heard of dysentery.
Dysentery.
Dysentery
You
related
get that
death,
on the way to Oregon.
but not in Oregon.
I don't think you get it in Oregon.
Who would go to Oregon if you have to get dysentery?
I just think that's just naturally like a progression you have.
There's
to
just a
dysentery.
like as you work your way towards Oregon.
I think if we got in a flight right now and went to Oregon,
Oregon, yeah, we get dysentery.
we get dysentery.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, that's right.
So,
But what's more real than dysentery?
not many things.
I think.
What do you mean?
And again, like
which-
Oregon,
I mean, that's pretty self-apparent.
Oregon again, it's it's kind of like a little hat on top of California.
Not really. It'd be like one of those Russian hats. It's like a big.
It's
box.
like what's too big. Yeah.
If by that you mean that it's literally a state that's right just north of California, then I would agree with
If
you.
you literally mean putting an Amazon box on your head, then yes,
It
Then
is
yes, that's
because
what
it's
I
a
mean.
big hat.
well, we all know that Colorado's an Amazon box in the United States,
Yes.
or another state that's coming up.
That's true.
Big facts.
It's probably
Oregon-
state. Probably state.
Oregon's probably a state.
Yeah.
I think Oregon's probably a state.
Okay.
Rhode Island. Now,
Rhode.
here's an interesting conundrum because Rhode Island, I don't
Sorry.
think is actually an island, is it?
They tell me it's not.
I've heard it from all my.
I actually-
professors.
I think
As,
it's a real
as a
place.
geography expert,
I've heard it from all my online professors.
that Rhode Island is not actually an island.
Not an island. Not an island. Not
And so if it
technically maybe a state, but definitely not an island.
definitely not an island.
Yeah.
But I'm saying if a state claims it's an island, like even Hawaii, which
mean,
is
they're lying.
we say
They're,
an
they're
island.
clearly lying.
They're clearly lying. They're clearly hiding something.
Yes. What are they hiding? Road. What are you hiding?
There's a lot of passion.
We take our job seriously.
Clearly.
We will fight for every real state.
We'll get Morgan and Morgan on your butts. And they will take everything you have. Tell
Alexander
us what you're hiding.
Alexander Shannara.
I will get the strong arm, and we will come down here with John Foy, that
Oh,
skinny, scrawny little
shoot.
man, and we'll take everything you have.
You guys ever
Sponsor
heard
us.
sponsor John Foy?
John Foy sponsor. He
All
might
of
actually
you.
sponsor.
He
us.
might actually.
Morgan and Morgan sponsor us.
Alexander
We're
Shannara.
for the people too.
If you guys are, if you're watching this, Alex, I will call
Mom-
you.
I
He
feel
and
like we just
Associates?
did an advertisement for all these lawyers.
Dang it.
Alexander Shannara is
Cut
a
that
great
from,
lawyer.
cut that. Cut that. Please.
I'll
please
make
cut
sure. I'll make sure only John Foy gets mentioned. Rhode Island, not a state.
that. Definitely not.
I mean, it could be a state. We just don't know what they're hiding.
They're clearly hiding something, and
That's-
until they come clean,
Yeah.
I'm not considering them. Real.
They'll probably have hurt feelings once they watch this, and it'll really.
And
really
then they'll
hurt.
finally confess why.
Yes.
Maybe we'll move you down the tier list.
Get on your knees,
Update.
Road. Get on your knees and beg for our.
Beg for a mercy.
Because we matter a lot.
Clearly,
We
we're
have a
sponsored by
Ton of influence.
so many people. Snooki, South Carolina.
Please don't sponsor us. If this ends up on her
Snooki,
video,
if you're
I'm
still watching
so
this
sorry.
after all this time,
I'm so sorry.
South Carolina.
Okay, so here we are. We've arrived at the south of the Carolinas.
There is a North Carolina, and we said that North Carolina is probably a state. So South Carolina,
There's Charleston.
Charleston.
People
I
know.
have been actually, again, this is all conjecture, to the highest point in South Carolina.
Oh,
Hiked up to the highest point in South Carolina.
what is that? The ocean?
Yes.
What's the highest point in Colorado?
Is it Pikes Peak or is it?
No,
There's,
it's
there's,
in
there's
Denver.
another,
I think
there's
it's
another
Denver.
thing. Up top for that one. Got him.
Like how you're high fiving over me.
I'm sorry.
Okay, up top. Slap him in the face. Double slap.
Pass through, go!
Like you're
High
like,
five sandwich. South Carolina.
That sounds really weird.
Is South
I'm
Carolina
less
state?
convinced it's a state than North Carolina.
Honestly, I feel like South Carolina's a coin toss.
But it's technically closer to us. And I see a lot of drivers on the road.
Is it really closer
They
to us?
can't drive.
Is it really closer to us? I'm not.
I've driven from Georgia into North Carolina. I've never driven from Georgia into South Carolina. So.
Then how did you get to the highest point in South Carolina?
I went from Georgia to North Carolina.
Did you fly
to
there?
South Carolina.
Oh, wow. Chico.
I feel like South Carolina's a coin
It's
toss.
going to us.
Okay. Okay.
It'd probably be higher if it weren't so close to us.
Honestly.
Yeah.
What about South Dakota?
So we're here again.
North Dakota, we already said it's definitely. There's no way North Dakota.
I'm more convinced South Dakota is a state than North Dakota.
South Dakota, I believe, has a Mount Rushmore.
A mount?
They have their literal claim to fame in South Dakota is that they have a piece of rock with some faces on it.
And if that's not fake,
If
Yeah,
that's
I mean-
not real, then none of this is real. So
That being said,
it's not a state.
probably not a state.
probably not a state.
Probably not.
So it's a little higher than North Dakota.
It's a little better off than North Dakota.
Okay.
Congratulations.
What about Tennessee?
Tennessee,
Tennessee.
the only 10 I see.
Hey, Eli.
That's the fans.
This is for the fans.
You're the only 10 I see.
You specifically watching this.
Snooki
Not any of these
specifically.
other people who are
Eli
watching.
thinks that Snooki is
I
the only 10 in the world.
I actually don't.
Is
think
the
that.
only 10.
Wait,
John
I do
Foy.
think that if money's coming my way, if it's not, definitely not a 10.
Yeah, Alexander Shannara, you are the only 10
That's
I
a
see.
now that's a 10.
That's a 10
It's 10
right
out of 10,
there.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10, man.
But
Oof.
Wow.
Tennessee is one of those states that looks like a parallelogram.
Yes.
For you,
yes, it's
for
one
you
of- it's one of
geometry
those.
people.
All you geometry nerds.
They have
in the
Nashville?
crowd. They have Memphis.
Memphis.
They have Chattanooga. They have some good cities in Tennessee.
Probably a state.
I think it's probably a state.
Taylor Swift is, I think, hails from.
Is Taylor Swift real?
Taylor Swift, I'm not convinced is real.
I mean-
Elvis?
I mean,
I mean, who can
Graceland?
date and break up with more than 2 people?
I don't
Honestly,
know.
Who has that much
And who
time
could
in
come
their
back after Kanye?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good point.
Good point.
Taylor Swift's definitely fake.
Okay.
Yeah.
Utah.
Utah.
What kind of state starts with a U?
Utah.
Utah?
I feel like
Shouldn't
that's
have
an
a
insult.
Y at the front?
Utah.
Stop tawing around.
You stop tawing around. That's how Utah got its
I,
name.
I would definitely think that Utah's not a state, but I do know there's a bunch of Mormons.
There's some.
I've
legends,
heard,
Yeah.
no, I have some family who are Mormons. If you guys are watching this, can the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints sponsor us?
Nah, we probably won't.
I don't want your money. Take it.
I hear they do
Take
have
it
a lot
away.
of money though.
Oh. Something, if you
Well,
want.
money's money. Then.
Money's money,
Yeah,
yeah. Utah.
There's a jazz there.
Yeah, but what is a jazz?
What is a jazz?
Technically, I mean, piece of music.
It-
Which isn't that
it's
intimidating.
not a real thing. Like music is a sound. It's not a physical thing.
So yeah, wait. What do deaf people think about the Utah Jazz?
They
Like,
just
what do they
it's-
think it is?
They probably call it Yaz.
The
Yeah,
Oh,
the Utah Yaz.
like a
Like a
Mexican deaf
soft,
person.
like a soft J.
Like a
Utah
Hispa-
Yaz.
like a Hispanic
Gosh.
deaf person.
Yes.
Like jalapeno is like
Yes.
has.
Yes.
Oh, okay. That makes so much more sense.
so stupid. Stupid. Utah is probably not a state, right? Probably not
With
a
that
state,
being said,
right?
probably not a state.
Oh
This
my
has probably
gosh.
been the dumbest thing.
This is the dumbest thing.
Why are you listening? Watching?
The
Why?
current recording is 55 minutes. We've been doing this for an
This is
hour.
amazing. What's up next?
Vermont.
Vermont.
Bernie Sanders.
Bernie Sanders.
Okay.
We got Bernie. Feel the burn.
Feel the burn.
They burn a lot of things up there. Out here too.
Yeah, I've heard.
Burn like what?
Wood.
Mm.
Maple.
I keep asking like what to see what you're gonna answer because I know it's all BS when you say they like to burn or like what?
Wood.
What type of wood?
Balsa.
Also,
Yeah, it's
so
probably the
much.
worst burning
There's
wood.
so much balsa out there.
That being said, I think it's a coin toss.
Yeah, I feel like because I've heard of Bernie Sanders.
Bernie makes it a whole. I mean, without Bernie, it's
Without
just
Bernie,
like
like,
Arkansas.
what would
Probably
be
not a state
Probably not a
without
state.
Bernie.
Probably
Bernie.
gonna stay without Bernie. Bernie.
But Bernie has no power. I mean, Bernie doesn't do anything.
I feel like I would say
You-
even still probably not a state. We decided the criteria was like we don't think it's real, but there's like one thing that makes us think it's
Yeah.
real. And for me,
Okay.
like that's Bernie
Okay,
Sanders.
okay.
I would
Yeah,
say
that's fair.
Vermont is probably not a state,
Yeah.
but like Bernie Sanders kind of gives it a tiny bit of a shred of credibility.
It's true.
Virginia,
Virginia.
named for the state named for chastity.
I think it actually is named after.
Oh, girl.
Yeah.
I thought it was.
the first person born in the United States was named Virginia.
I was told that it was named
No,
such.
European. My bad. The first European from like the English colonies.
I thought it was like.
I was told it
Victoria's
was
daughter.
I was told it was named after Queen Elizabeth's
Queen Elizabeth's
like
daughter.
Queen Elizabeth's famous chastity. They wanted to honor her chastity by naming a state Virginia.
Well, that is
John
way
Green-
lamer.
John Green's Crash Course History told
That
me.
might-
You
True.
suck, John Green. You can't even get your facts right.
If you're
Just
watching
sponsor
this,
us.
if you're watching this, John Green,
Sponsor us. Put this on a crash course.
Yes.
put
It
this
will
on
make
a
you a
Crash
lot of
Course.
money. Okay.
I really hope John Green is watching this. If there's one celebrity I want to be watching my videos, it's John
Are
Green.
you serious?
No.
Ah.
That being said,
Virginia.
could be. A
With that
state.
being said, sponsor.
It could be a state.
It
With
could
that
be a
being said, I still love you, John.
What are we looking at now?
Washington State.
Is that really their state flag? It
It's
has
a picture of George Washington.
Picture of George Washington. Okay.
I like it. I
I'm
respect
pretty sure George Washington never got near Washington State.
that. I'm pretty positive. of
Yeah.
that one,
that's
yeah.
yeah.
I just think that's just a fake name.
A fake name?
I mean,
For
just
a fake
across the
state?
board, yeah.
I mean, I haven't heard of Washington, but I've heard of Chaz.
That's fair.
It's fair, right?
The
And
heard of-
supposedly
I've heard
it's
of
in there.
Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson.
Oh.
He's from Washington.
They say.
Seattle.
He's. I don't think he's from Washington, but he does
He
reside.
resides in Washington,
Mhm.
and with him, Ciara, who I'm being told is a singer.
Sierra?
Is it? Who is that? It's Russell Wilson's wife, I guess.
It's Russell Wilson's wife.
Okay.
We are very pop culture informed.
So
Here.
cultured,
Yeah.
You wouldn't believe it.
I
Like
can
like
tell
our
you.
our biggest fan is
Snooki.
we're biggest fans of Snooki.
Yeah.
Snooki,
Yeah.
John
We have a lot
Green,
of culture.
and Ronald McDonald. The big three
The
of
big-
pop
so
culture.
much.
Yeah.
We have TV, we have literature. John Green writes books, and we have food. Ronald McDonald,
We have probably the greatest maker of food of all time.
probably.
Probably.
Yeah,
Probably.
McDonald's. If you're watching,
Sponsor.
Again,
sponsor us.
we will do all of your restaurants ranked.
Yes.
Yes.
In
all of
I'll say in Georgia.
every McDonald's franchise.
Only if they have the ice cream machine working though.
But yeah, that's our
true.
criteria.
I can't even
If there's
get a
no
McFlurry.
if there's no
Like,
working
what?
ice cream machine, immediate F tier.
Yes. Immediate after.
I mean, we could do McDonald's items too. I mean,
Washington State goes where in the tier ranking?
Probably not. Probably not a state.
It's
Okay.
probably not a state. I agree. West Virginia. Here's where I have a qualm with that.
So this is where we were at. Yeah.
There's West Virginia. Why is there no East Virginia? It's just Virginia.
It's just wrong.
Well, I
This
think
makes
that's a
no
that's a
sense.
fault of Virginia itself. I don't actually think it's not West Virginia's fault that the other part of Virginia didn't turn to East Virginia.
Like, what were they
Yeah.
supposed to name themselves other than West Virginia?
Yeah.
And then, equally, why didn't Virginia return the favor?
yeah, no kidding. So
I feel like that
Bad
kind of
on
makes
you,
me want to
Virginia.
support West Virginia.
okay,
The fact that Virginia just kind of scorned them like
yeah,
that,
where
and
is
say
Virginia
that
at?
West
Bump
Virginia.
them down. I want to
West
see Virginia
Virginia-
go away.
I feel
Where
like
is it
West
at?
Virginia could be a state, which is
Okay.
kind of where I want to put West Virginia.
that's fair.
I think the Virginias are together, but we'll know in our hearts that Virginia.
Just
Sucks.
know, John Denver, we love you.
We love John.
We do
West
love John
Virginia,
Denver.
almost heaven.
Almost heaven.
West Virginia.
Yeah.
Blue Ridge Mountains. Shenandoah River.
Wiser, more beautiful words have never been spoken.
How
Makes
do
me
you know the
cry
lyrics
every
like
time.
that?
Life is older. Older than the trees. Younger than the mountains.
Please don't keep this up.
Flowing like a breeze.
How did Mount
Country roads.
Please tell me it's Wyoming.
Take me home. Why Wisconsin is next.
Wisconsin.
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 I put in a mansion. Wait, what is it? I put you in a mansion. Up in Wisconsin.
What is that?
It's T-Pain.
Obviously, I listen
Oh,
to
yeah.
T-Pain.
T-Pain song. That I really botched that. I was really awful.
T-Pain, if you're watching this.
Sponsor us, T-Pain. I love you.
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
Where's Michigan?
Michigan is
So many
Why are there so many
I think
states?
it could be right. Or, yeah, it could be right there.
Yeah, Michigan's could
Okay.
be. Michigan is could be.
I wouldn't put it any higher or any lower than Michigan.
Okay.
We'll put it right with.
We
could
we
be.
know that there's cheese in Wisconsin.
Wyoming is the final state.
Wyoming.
It's also a square.
It's also a square.
Another square. So we have a total of 3 squares, 4 squares.
Well, it's Colorado, Wyoming, and then New Mexico's close. We're
Mexico's
close.
Okay.
Utah would be a square except for that little extra bit that hangs off. The end.
It's like someone took
What
a
is
bite
that?
out of it.
Yeah.
Someone
And
was-
then put Wyoming where the bite was.
Yeah.
that being said, probably not a state.
Probably not a state.
Probably not a state.
Wyoming, probably not a state.
Probably not.
And here it is, ladies and gentlemen.
Please
What?
not read through all
Yeah,
this.
I can't.
Okay. I'm gonna
You
cut
can
that.
read them yourself.
You can read them yourself.
Please
This'll-
make,
this
make,
is
You have
also
eyes.
strange.
make a tier list yourself. Comment in the section
Comment
below.
below. Tell us where we were wrong.
Yes.
Tell us who we should get to sponsor us next.
Yes. We have so many sponsors right now.
We have so many
We have
sponsors
so
right
much
now.
money.
They're
He's
gonna
coming
need
in,
to like
he's
wait
getting
a little
emails
while.
right now.
Yeah.
It's just coming out.
I literally,
crazy.
my email's in the description. John.
Who's that
Snooki.
Snapchat from? Oh, it's from Snooki.
Oh my!
she
She
found
already
out.
got it.
Oh my gosh.
But thank you for watching.
Thank you for sitting through.
You have no life.
We have an hour of raw footage.
Get a life, please.
Who's to say how long this video will be?
Get a life.
Please don't
Please
make it an hour.
just stop watching our videos.
Stop.
Except like
Stop.
we'll go back and watch all our older ones, but like you.
Those are probably better.
Those
Those ones are trash.
Those ones-
That wasn't in it.
That's true.
Until
Trash.
next time, you're S tier to us.
You're I like that.
Salute, Colonel Sanders.